Katelyn West, and I am on a mission to see how people use math in their jobs. What kind of scientist are you?
Well, Katelyn, I'm a biologist, I guess you could say, or more specifically a geneticist. I got a degree in genetics from the University of Georgia. I just graduated in May, and I'm now working towards a PhD in biology at MIT, which is in Boston.
What kind of math do you use in your job?
Well, directly in my research in a lab, I have to do lots of arithmetic in my head, or percentages and things, when I have to mix a certain amount of this with a certain amount of that to get it just right. And fractions and percentages, all that, you have to be able to do that quick, and that helps a lot in lab research.
What kind of math do you teach?
I teach third grade standards, Katelyn, and those include everything from computation to concepts such as fractions, measurement, those kinds of things.
How else do you use math?
Well, I use math every day, of course. We all do, from the time I get up in the morning, look at the clock. But on the job, I have to use data, and I use tables and graphs to look at the data, and I have to also deal with numbers every day because of grades and averages.
This is Mr. Butler. He is a principal at Hess Elementary. Do you enjoy your job?
Yes, I enjoy my job very much.
Do you use a lot of math?
Typically, I use a great deal of math. I would say I use math probably every day in my job.
How important do you think math is for people to know?
Math is, I don't want to just say very important, but math is extremely important, especially in a position of leadership at a school, and I'll tell you why. Because most schools, almost every school, has a budget of some sort that the principal or the leader must balance, and they must follow the budget, they must follow the guidelines within the budget when it comes to buying things and providing the resources for the teachers and the students. And so what I had to do is make sure that we stay within the budget, within the amounts that we've assigned for every grade level, which means we're all the time adding and subtracting and doing this when we order certain things, and we may buy so many boxes of paper, and we have to know how much a box of paper is, how many boxes we're going to buy. So not only are we adding and subtracting, but we're multiplying and we're dividing, and so we're doing this non-stop.
Seamstresses use a lot of math. This is Mrs. Evans. Do you use math every day?
Yes. I can't say that I sew every day, but I use math every day.
Do you enjoy math?
I love math.
How do you use math when you sew?
Well, when you're sewing, when you're quilting, you have to cut out a certain number of pieces, of course. Like this is 4 purples times 4 is 16. And, well, I don't know if you can see, but this square is cut in half. So those are equilateral triangles. These are 4 equilateral triangles. This is a rhombus, which is a square that's been pulled. So the opposite angles are equal. These are obtuse, these are acute. Well, that's lots and lots of math.
So, Nurse Bowen, can you tell me how you use math in your job?
Well, Katelyn, every day I give out medications, and I use math doing that to determine the dosages. A lot of medications, over-the-counter medications, are based on a student's or a person's weight. So I have to look at that and then figure out, based on their weight, how much medicine they get, if it's 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. Also, when I take vital signs, which are temperature, pulse, blood pressure, I have to use math in determining those numbers and how far off they are from the normal range. And every year we do math screenings for certain grades. We do height, weight, vision and hearing screening, so I'm using math when I'm determining height and weight.
Thank you for sharing. This is Miss Donovan. She is a first grade teacher at Hess. How do you use math every day?
I use math in a lot of ways every day, to tell the time and to count my lunch, how many children are eating different things for lunch, to how many children I actually have. And everywhere we go, every time we go someplace, I count and make sure I have them all and bring them back with me. I use it to figure out their grade. So, I mean, we're always using math.
Do you enjoy math?
I love math. We have a good time with math. Math's so much fun because we can actually move things around and manipulate them and use different materials in the room. So I think math's a really fun subject.
Thank you for sharing. This is Mr. Steve Thomas. He is an engineer. Do you use math?
Yes, very much.
Do you enjoy math?
Yes, I've always enjoyed math. I enjoy math not only for the numbers, but for the interpretation of what the numbers bring to you.
How long have you been an engineer?
I graduated from Georgia Tech in 1981, so I've been working as an engineer for 25 some odd years.
Doctors use math for almost everything. This is Dr. Zatoli. Where do you work?
I work at the Employees Medical Center here in Savannah.
Do you enjoy math?
When I was young, I didn't like math at all. It was my least favorite subject. When I went to college, I took calculus my first or second semester of college, and I had a very good professor, and I started to like it.
In what ways do you use math each day?
Well, we use a lot of math trying to figure out doses for patients, how many medications to give them, certainly different types of procedures that we do, certain calculations we have to make. It's not very complicated math, but we use it every day, and we use it quite a bit.
Mr. Emmett, exactly what kind of math do you use?
On a daily basis, I use math in my job because oftentimes patients need a specific dose of medicine, and so there are calculations that we may have to make to calculate that particular dose for that particular patient.
Do you enjoy math?
I do enjoy math. It's a challenge. You're usually going to know you have a right answer. It's either a correct answer or an incorrect answer. So there's not any gray area with math. You know that you've got a problem and you can solve it using math.
How do you use math?
Sometimes if I'm having to calculate, say, hours for staffing of the pharmacy, I would have to add up and see how many each individual employee has to see that I'm within my budget for that particular year. Let's see, other ways might be to calculate how many days supply of a medicine a certain quantity would last. So there's multiple ways that I would have to use math on a daily basis.
How long have you been a pharmacist?
Let me do the math. Let's see, 31 years.
My mission is now complete. We have seen about 8 jobs, and there are many more. Thank you.